After a long summer of riding here in Australia, it's time to change my tyres over. I've kept the same tyres all summer, so there's a few thousand Ks in them. The front and the back haven't been swapped at all. So it's interesting to see the differences in wear between front and back, and I'm now getting a few punctures, hence why I'm swapping them out today for some new rubber. Let's run through the wear on the back versus the front. And like all good science projects, we'll actually measure the wear between back and front on the same kilometres. Before anyone jumps on the comment section, these are prototype tyres which I agreed to destroy once we were done with them. They are not representative of the brand or the final product, so I can't really give them away to any child. They'll hurt themselves anyway with these. Let's have a look at the tyres. So on the front, the grooves are still visible, and the tyre has a nice round profile still to it. But the rear is a different story altogether. You can see that wear line all through the centre there. The grooves are completely gone. It's almost taken a layer of rubber off the top. It feels different across there. So I'm getting a few punctures on this. Again, these are prototype tyres. I cannot give them away. So let's get creative in destroying them. So a few other tyres I have in the collection, just as an example of what wear indicators are on the tyre. You can see those holes there. Typically once they're gone, it's time to change the tyre out. We have a gator skin. That's really, really thick through there. Bulletproof tyres, these ones. See the wear indicators there, so there's a bit of life back in there. And the tyres that I'm going to be using are the Specialized Roubaix, and there's one wear indicator on that one, so that tyre's in pretty good nick. Along with the wear indicators, you can see the quality of the rubber. That's been sitting in the shed for a while, so you can see the cracks through there. That's not really handy. The gator skin, showing a little bit of that, but that's still a good tyre, just for a townie. And the Roubaix here is a lot newer. So this one will be going on the rear today. Looking at the two profiles, there's the front tyre there with the grooves, nice and round. Here's the rear, which is pretty blunt. Let's take these off and see what the damage actually is with the wear. So off the bike, front and the rear, side by side, same kilometres, lots more wear here on the back. And even just feeling the tyre, that is super thin through here. That's still got quite a bit of life in it, if I was to keep that tyre. And what you can see here is not a lot of tyre where we need it. Super thin right on the top. Plenty of sidewall left, so I haven't been going around corners a lot, but so that's the rear. Let's have a look at the front. How much fun is this? Okay, and what's left of the front? Heaps. We have heaps. That's a good licorice strip still left on the front there. Flatten both out there. You can see the wear on the rear, I hope. There's not a lot of rubber there at all. On the front, still a chunky monkey. Heaps left in that. Okay, now the science part. I'll try not to get in the groove. So we want to measure that to about there. 195. $133. Well, there we go. That quantifies it. Even though we could visually see it and out on the road, I knew about it. I do have to apologise for the noise. I live next door to a primary school. Someone across the road started their whippersnapper and the chicken is laying eggs next door. Back to the tyres, what we're here for. Brand new Roubaix for the front, always new tyres on the front first, and I've got one with about 1,000 Ks on the back. The reason for the new rubber on the front is if you have a blowout on the front or something goes wrong with your front tyre, a flat or a catastrophic failure, you're over the bars, you're in the gravel, it's not a happy day at all. If you have a failure on the back, it's a mad skid at best, or you may be over the bars, but you want things to fail on the back before the front. So always new rubber for the front, and well, this is virtually new anyway for the back. Let's get these on. Some tyres have rotation marks on the sidewall to say which way the tyre should be facing. So the logo there lined up with the valve. It's always a bit easy to seat the rubber in the tyre as well. There's a bit of air in here. This is not a how-to, this is just me swapping my tyres out. So there's probably a lot of other 101 videos out there showing this exact process a lot better. What I wanted to do today though is just show you the wear between those two tyres. It was kind of interesting. Actually, I think it was. It's always a good day if you can get that on without any tools. And I also go around the tyre with it pumped up a little bit to make sure there's no pinches. You can see I'm looking under here, that's not bulging out. The tube isn't going to pop off the rim when I pump it up. I don't know how many races I've been at where people have changed tyres at the last minute and they've pumped their tyres up, it's ballooned out and exploded in my ear. It's happened more times than I'd like to count. Okay, we're in. Not the best seal on my old pump, but does the job. There we go. 95. Perfect for our slick winter roads. Next thing I check, once it's been pumped up, make sure it rolls and there's no jumps. So you should be able to eye that off about there. If the tyre isn't seated correctly through one of these sections here, it'll be lumpy, so you'll get sort of jumps as you spin it. But always by eye, when you replace it, spin it up, make sure it's nice and smooth. Job done. Rinse and repeat for the rear. Not so fast. Let's have a look at what's going on here. As I was putting this tyre on, I found a bit of a cut in the sidewall. Now, a lot of people would ride that. I would probably ride that, but given I like a good descent, if that blows out, so it's actually gone through a few threads there that you can see, and if it's compromised the inner, and it has a little bit. Oh, damn. Game over for this tyre. All right, stand by. I'm back to the shop to get another one of these tyres. Luckily, plenty of stock in the store still. Another brand new tyre. Let's get this one on. Pre-stretch around. Sorry, this is not a how-to. I'll stop doing the how-to stuff. This is how I do it. Bit tighter than the front one, actually. There we go, we're on. A bit of air in the tube to give it some shape, and here's exactly why we put the logo right at the stem. I can flip it straight around. I know the stem hole is behind here. Stem hole? Is that the word? Don't hang me on that one. Valve hole. Not as easy as the front one, but we'll try. I'm trying to roll it on. We got it. Awesome. And same as before, I run around the tyre and side to side to make sure it's not pinching out into the hook bead. Takes a little bit of time, but saves your eardrums blasting out. Looks good to me. $95 done. And again by eye, spinning it up. And you can see there, using my creative angles, there's no hop on the tyre there at all. So there we have it, winter is coming and I'm also ready for it with better quality tyres for the greasy, gritty road season ahead. What I'll be doing with these tyres now though, because these are commercially available, once the rear's worn out, I'll buy a brand new tyre, put it on the front, move the front to the back and just do a rotation in that direction. Happy days, we shall see you soon.